I would like to show you um, this new app that I've made. It's called Telar, and it's sort of a mapper, like a dynamic mapper for Stencil Morph's Thunder overlay. So basically, what I wanted to have was a quick way to reconfigure what each one of these sliders would do, what node they would play, what controller, CC data they would send over. So it basically split up the Thunder into a couple of different sections. So you have meta buttons at the very top, these buttons right here. Then you have program buttons that will actually change your presets. Then you have the actual notes, which are the big sliders. So you have sort of two sides to it. So you can the side B on the right hand, and then side A on the left hand. And then after that, you have a set of diamonds that you can control, and then the hexagons. So each one of those pairs are manipulated separately. So let's say, for example, I wanted to, let's just go back to the first presets here. You can assign what notes each slider is going to play. So for example, I want to play just a major scale on the right hand side. I have a matrix here that represents a full octave, and then that full octave can be transposed here, up 3 octaves or down 3 octaves for a range of 7 octaves. And then here you can assign what MIDI channel each one of those sliders, what they play. Then we'll get into more complicated stuff later, because you can actually play a chord for each one of those notes. And then you have other options where you can play octaves within a slider. But for now, we'll just do straight notes. And then you have the option to play just notes, or both notes and CC data, or just CC data if you want it to have some kind of mixer. So we'll just set these to only notes. They're set to send out of from max 1. Obviously, this is receiving MIDI from Stencil. So I've set up, just for starters, I've set up a basic electric piano in Live, and I'm setting that up to receive from max on all channels. And we can hear all 6 notes: C, D, E, F, G, E. So if I then, let's say, wanted to do another set of notes, I can just go over to another preset. I was playing around with other things before. So while I'm at it, I'll show you just quickly a couple of really neat features for setting things up. I mean, the matrices are pretty straightforward. You just slide with your mouse, and then you can pretty quickly create some kind of configuration there. So let's say, for example, I want to do a G scale. So then I do G, A, B, C, D, E, and then this 3 notes will play an octave lower. Let's see how that goes, and all of that's playing on the first channel. So then if I want to switch between the two, I have my program buttons that are independent. So on the right hand side, I have 4 program buttons for this side, and then on the left hand, I have other 4 program buttons for the left hand. So I go over to preset 1, and then I have, then I go to preset 2, you can see that, I mean, with a little practice and a little bit of thought of about how to place the notes that you want to play on each preset, you can play pretty intricate sort of phrases. So now going back to the interface, each side has actually a set of 16 presets. So I have 4 banks of 4. And then to change those banks, we have sort of this symbiotic relationship between both sides. So if I hold, say, 3 on the left hand, and then I press 1, then that goes over to preset 31. 3, 3, then goes to 33, 1, 1 goes to 11. So that's all changing the left side. So the reverse happens. If I hold 2 on the right hand side and then press 4, then that selects preset 24 on the left hand side. So you can quickly move around between the two. Most likely you're going to be playing on one hand and then shifting presets with the other. So that's that. In addition to that, there are a lot of really great videos out there that show off the Thunder overlay and all the powerful features that it has. But quickly, each slider has, in addition to playing a note, you can slide vertically. You can see it there, and you can slide horizontally, and you also have pressure. So you can assign those 3 sets of controls over here. So right now, the first slider is playing 19, 20, and 21. Let's say, for example, I want to assign here the first channel. So we'll let all these go on channel 2. We'll go back to live, make this a piano, and set it just to receive on channel 2, and then we can add another MIDI track, and we can add quickly, say, a wavetable with, say, a sawtooth wave or something. I hope that this computer doesn't crash on me because it's a lot of information. So now I'm going to set this wavetable to receive on channel 1 from Max. We can just set this to input monitor there, so we have full control of both. So now, just to quickly show you, if I assign the first note to channel 1, then this will play the wavetable, and then I can just move over here and map. Let's see why. Oh yeah, of course, I forgot to put both notes and CZ data. So now if I map it, so number 20 should be my Y connection there. Let's see if that works. So I could have, say, for example, we'll do it a different way. We'll map the resonance to the Y control and the frequency to pressure. And what can we do with X? And we can change, say, the wave position with X. So we'll have that there. So 19 is controlling the wave position. 20 is controlling the resonance. That's a vertical. And then the pressure is changing the frequency. So if I now add some funky, let's see what this beating has for us. So right now, moving, you can see it here on the app. Moving horizontally is moving the wave position. Vertically is the resonance. And then, so if I go down, and then with resonance, So anyways, that's a bit of a quick showing off the powers of thunder. But what's neat is that now, let's say I have these five notes. Well, we could do it 3 and 3. So I have 3 notes playing the wavetable and 3 notes playing the piano. Yeah, of course, because then I have to make sure that these are also set to the same numbers. So 19, 20, and 21. So that's sort of a quick demo of how you can sort of assign the control for each slider here on the SensoMorph. Quick couple of other tips. So you can have all of your X controls send pitch bend data instead, and you can have all of the Z controls, meaning the pressure, send aftertouch instead of CC data. You can send the diamonds to either side B or side A, or both, or off. And then you can have the same kind of control over the hexagons. And then, so what's neat is that you can very quickly assign controller data here. So for example, if I wanted to have every single fader have its own dedicated control, I hit the domino effect, type the number that I want to start with, and then automatically all the sliders are mapped. So it goes 1 through 18, then goes to side B, 19 through 36, then goes to the diamonds, then the hexagons 46, 48, 49 through 51, and then the meta buttons over here. If I wanted to have, say, a MIDI mixer or something, I want to have them just have sending CC data alone, right? And then have them all send CC controller 7 for volume. Then you can set you set the row button over here, and then you choose either A or B, and whether it's X, Y, or Z. So I'm going to change all of the. Well, actually, it's, I made a mistake. So we can make that 1, and then make the Y 7, and then we can do the. So the X could be 10, say for panning. Y 7, and then Z could be 1 for module, for example. So it's very quickly you can just sort of set that up. So set 10, 7, and 1. So it's very quickly, and then so all of that gets saved in these 2 presets. These settings are sort of common to both. In addition to that, you can copy the settings. So if I wanted to have the same scale, so I think I have, yes, I have the G here. I wanted to copy the G over. You can hit the store button and then copy that preset over. You can also pass the information from the right hand side to the left hand side with these arrows. Why that didn't work? B12, I guess. Let's see. 12, 13, and then I go to 13. Oh yeah, so it did work. There's probably a quick bug that it didn't recall A13 automatically, so I'll check on that. But it does pass the information over. So that's a pretty quick overview of Telar. Now, what I wanted to do is that I have a couple of sessions that I've made just to kind of show it off. I'll do just very quick jams here. And then the other thing is that you can, once that's loading, you can type in the name of your song and save it, etc. So I've saved already a couple of setups. So we have, say, demo 1. All of these settings are already saved. And so in this case, I have 2 notes per channel, and then I also have 3 tracks here, and each one of those tracks is set to a channel. So the first track is set to a double bass sample, a jazz upright. The second is set to a piano. Right, it's there, okay. And then the third one is set to an analog synth that I've made, and just a few like effects, delays, etc. So let's see what that sounds like. So the first 2 notes here on the first preset should play the bass, and the next 2 notes are going to play the piano, and then you have an analog. So I have just the piano on the left hand side. Just a sort of a quick demo there, just showing off how you can quickly build phrases that way. Of course, I'll have to practice some more to make that happen. Then the other thing, I had a lot of trouble getting MPE set up in Max. I was sort of researching that, and I was having a bit of a hard time setting that up. But so for now, this Telar is just a straight MIDI device, but you can still do funky things that are pseudo MPE like. So I'll open up another demo. This one is a little bit weirder, but should sort of show the, for the purpose of the demo, show what that can, how it can work. So here I've set up Madrona Labs Alto, and I've set it to 1 voice. So I have 6 tracks for the 6 notes here, and each one is responding to 1 MIDI channel. So if I now go to my Telar and open demo 2, and I think I had it on B21. Oh, there it is. So B21 has some funky, so it's just a fifth with various octaves, and then each note here is played on a separate channel. And then on the left hand side, I'm playing just CC data, and they're all sending on, say, channel 4 or 5. They're controlling the volumes here. So all of these are set up to receive volume changes on channel 5, and they're set up symmetrically. So this note is controlled, this slider, and we can do it here and then show it here. So this slider is controlled by this slider, and so forth. This one is this one. So if I change this to send pitch bend data on the X angle, and then on top of that, I have a group that is controlling the sound, but it's also adding some chords, and it has a global filter for the whole track. So each slider has its own pitch bend control. start over because I'm getting a little confused here. So let's do just the M and then the K. It'd be easier if I were to pan them. So we'll pan that one to the right. We'll pan this one to the left. See what happens. So it's, oh, there it is. Anyway, so that was just to kind of show the diversity of control that you can achieve with Telara. I hope that that you like it if you are a Thunder enthusiast.